Panorama devices can be configured with multiple interfaces for management purposes. Under Panorama Setup Interfaces, you can see how many interfaces Panorama has available. This instance just has a single interface. However, for devices with multiple interfaces, I can use these checkboxes to designate an interface for a specific type of traffic. I could use one interface for device management and device log collection. I could select and use a different interface for collector group communication, and I could use yet another interface for syslog forwarding. If my instance of Panorama just has one interface like this one, all three of these boxes are selected by default and I can't change them. These checkboxes for administrative management services let me enable or disable management services on the management interface that Panorama will respond to. By default, HTTPS and SSH are enabled. Since HTTP and Telnet are unencrypted, you really shouldn't use either one of those to manage Panorama. The checkboxes for network services let me enable different network services that I want Panorama to respond to. For example, if I check the box for ping, the management interface will respond to ICMP ping requests. Since most of us usually ping an address to make sure it's up and available, you should probably check this box for ping so you'll get a response from Panorama when you ping the management address. If you use an SNMP monitoring tool to gather performance and operational information from hosts on your network, including Panorama, you should check this box for SNMP. If you don't check the box, Panorama will ignore any SNMP queries that are sent to the management interface. If you intend to use Panorama as part of a user ID redistribution solution, you'll need to check the user ID box. None of these network services boxes are checked by default. The permitted IP addresses allows you to create an access control list of IP addresses or ranges of addresses for hosts that are allowed to access Panorama on this interface. By default, this list is empty, which means that access is available from any source IP address. But Palo Alto Networks recommends that you create an access list of allowed source IP addresses to limit access to Panorama and to any managed firewalls in your network. For my environment, all my network and security administrators who might need to access Panorama reside on the same network. So I'll create a new entry here, and for description, I'll enter: if I attempt to connect to Panorama's management interface using the web interface or through SSH, and my host is not on this network, Panorama will completely ignore my connection attempts.